Today we're looking at the Uniquefire UF-2201. Uniquefire was a name that was known in the flashlight budget community going back a number of years. And when I say number of years, I mean 2012-ish, 2011-ish, 2013-ish. But you don't hear about them as much nowadays. But they are around, and they've changed a little, but not much. You get the same budget quality stuff with questionable anodizing, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised and sometimes not. So the 2201 caught my eye because it was advertised as a dual switch light, which should ordinarily mean that when you go to use the light, you can use it tactically and you can keep the light in the same mode. However, in reviewing this son of a gun, this doesn't do that. See, it's going through the modes, and of course it's a standard 5 mode, but this makes this switch useless. If you want to turn it on, thankfully it defaults back to high very quickly, so you can use it tactically. The light changes the modes too, but what the hell is that for when you can't use this to turn on the light normally? So if you want to, all you can do is change the modes, and they're going to cycle back and forth, and you'll have to do that. So if you want to turn it on with the light, you're forced to cycle through them all. And if you hold it down, you can turn it off like a cheap Chinese flashlight. So that's pretty stupid.
Are you stupid or something?
That makes this useless. Add to that, it is unfortunately not very bright. It was advertised as 5,000 lumens. It is nowhere close. Regardless, we're going to still go out and play with it. This is using some kind of XPL or XPL2. To me, that looks like XPL2. Well, actually, it could be either one. But it's the same size reflector as a typical C8. I'm trying to grab one over here to show, well, the C8 it's about close. It's pretty much just the same reflector. So you're dealing with XPL2-ish, so you're not going to get the best tint. This, however, has some of the best tint that you could get, which is one good thing. It does tail stand, which is a very nice thing. Most lights do not tail stand. And I'll say this, for budget anodizing, this is one of the best anodized flashlights that I've seen, because it looks as smooth and as burr-free and as nick and ding-free as I've seen. It didn't come with any wear or tear. It didn't come in any way, shape, or form funky. Okay, so let's not waste any more time. We'll waste just a little more time, and I'll show you the threads. It does have really pretty good strong threads. I'm just running a cheap Miko battery. It's not drawing that much current. You can see inside of the tube. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's take this son of a gun out and see what it's capable of.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
And we begin. High mode. It'll always start in high. Effectively annoying enough strobe, more so than normal. And you've got your SOS to make you feel safe. Beam is a very nice beam. The tint is, I'm going to say, the prettiest I've ever seen on any XPL type light. Very soft color transition, and as you can see, it is not that great a performer. You're getting about 750 lumens, I would estimate. 750-ish lumens. I think actually my cheap Chinese C8 from Skystead is actually brighter. Not that that's completely weak, but if you really want output, you're not going to get it from this little torch. It does have a nice beam and a decent throw. If it only had a little more, it would be a pretty nice light. It does have the battery light. On this light stays on and changes colors as it goes through the life of the battery. And on top of the fact that it's not putting out a lot of light, you can see that it dims down rather hastily as you use it. So the more you use it, it starts to drop, despite the fact that the thing has quite a bit of weight. So it should have great heat seeking, and the way it feels, it doesn't rattle, the battery doesn't rattle. It's a solid feeling light, so you would think that it would have some heat seeking. But it really does not. So here you are dealing with a very subpar performer. An XPL2, if indeed, even if it's just an XPL V5, it should easily do 1200 lumens. And again, this is advertised as 5000, which it's got not a prayer of reaching. And okay, so let's compare it to my Skystead C8 with it does reach a little, but not impressively so. Let's compare it to the Skystead C8. It has a clone, or perhaps a real XML2U3. No, this they're close in brightness. This is 990 lumens, but you can see that the Skystead is brighter, and the Skystead is a very budget light. So you can see this one's lagging. It's lagging behind its other also budget champion. So you can also see that the Skystead has a hotter spot and a more well-defined spot, but that's it is more, I can notice it a little bit more than you can on the camera. It's considerably brighter, the Skystead. So that 990 lumens versus 750, maybe just 700. I've put it near my Solar Force 620 lumen torch, and it was actually probably not, just barely brighter, if at all. I couldn't tell the difference with my eye. Solar Force, what was it, L9? It's one of the ones. So you're looking at not a very impressive rendition here. Yeah, let's call it a night. So for a $40 light, which is what this was, I don't see the value. As before, in the budget world, you just don't know what you're going to get. Now, I'm not saying everybody would hate this light. I don't think it's in that league, but I do know that for a flashaholic, this does not meet the standard. The UI issues I pointed out, and the performance, which is way over spec. It was actually advertised to have an XML T6 in it, and I pointed out when I got it on AliExpress in the chat that that emitter is not made anymore, and the reply was, "Look, friend, it is very bright light. You will enjoy it." So translation, as we expected, there is no knowledge of what they're actually selling, which is the case. Now, we do have other Uniquefire lights on the way, so we are going to be reviewing some others at some point very soon. But as for this one, nah, I'm not as excited as I wanted to be. Y'all have a good night.